As of today, we're officially 1 week out from the start of finals for second semester. It's 5 to 8 and I'm starting my day about an hour late. I spent the entire last week not in town, so I'm going to put in a good 2 days of studying because I didn't get much done this past week. This is the official 1 week countdown to exams. What I've been doing all day so far is alternating between watching all of the lectures that I missed last week and also writing out my condensed notes that I like to do. Because our lectures are recorded, I'm lucky in the sense that even though I missed a week of lectures, I can still watch them and annotate my notes as I usually do. I'm about 3 full work days behind, but today's been really productive and hopefully by Monday or Tuesday I'll be caught up and back to my study schedule as I had originally intended before I got chosen to go on this trip last week. This is a much better start to the morning. It's 6:45, I'm making some coffee, and then I'll be off to the school to get some more studying done. I'm done studying for the day. I didn't finish exactly what I wanted to. I'm about 2 lectures short. I'm going to head to the gym now. This sucks. I got a parking ticket. Isn't it the perfect morning for an OSCE? The OSCE's finished, I just got back to school and it wasn't too bad, but at the end of the day, any exam that's finished is a good thing because now I can concentrate on everything else. And just as a follow-up to my how to study video, this is basically the point that I'm at in my studying. I finished writing all my notes out by hand, the condensed notes that I write. And this is what it looks like when I'm done all of that. So although I wrote them on my iPad, I just put them on my computer so I can refer to them easier right now. And then what I'm doing is I'm basically trying to reproduce those notes onto a whiteboard. It's not about anyone understanding, or even myself understanding what I wrote. It's just about getting it out of my head onto a whiteboard. Sometimes I use my iPad to write if I don't have a whiteboard, and basically trying to actively recall my notes, which, as I mentioned before, is a condensed version of what I think is important from all of my lecture notes. Okay, so exams are starting up again. It's Tuesday morning right now, about 6:45. I'm going to go through flashcards for a couple hours, then we have our lab exam starting. So just to remind you all, I have histology, radiology, gross anatomy, that's basically cadaver anatomy. Then we have neuroanatomy on there, and then also micrographs for neuroanatomy. Then that's going to be it for today. We'll finish at about noon and then study the rest of the day for our big multiple choice exam tomorrow. But I love the Earlier today we had our lab exam. It's really hard to gauge how well you did after the exam. The most important thing though is that I finished all my studying yesterday, had a full 8 hours of sleep, and then I didn't have to take a nap today to recover. And this is a big change from what happened during finals last semester. Even right now, we have our multiple choice exam tomorrow, which is the last final of the week. Humor me for a second and click back to my old video from last semester. I'll put a link. You'll see how different I was then compared to right now. I was really stressed out. At about this point of the night before my final exam, I still had 4 more weeks to study. Right now, I'm actually just finishing up my studying for the night. Fingers crossed that I pass the exams, and then that'll be it for first year. Well, I'm gonna call it a night. Going to try to get a good sleep before the exam instead of only getting a few hours. So, small wins. Alright, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I have the last exam in a couple hours. There's something oddly peaceful about being one of the first cars out there in the parking lot. But anyways, last exam in a couple hours and then we're free. Okay, that's it. Ending this, I thought I would close off the vlog. I had a really hard time with finals last semester. And what I wanted to point out is that things do get better the further into medicine you get. With every exam, whether that's a midterm, a final, with every week that goes by and the material that you have to do, you get better at managing it. You get better at learning how to study. You get better at knowing how much to study and how much effort you want to put into it for what you personally want to get out. Making these videos has already been a great experience for me because I was looking back at my previous finals video and I could tell just how exhausted I was during that time. And I'm not saying that I'm not exhausted right now, but I felt a lot better about it. There's still a chance that I didn't pass the exam yesterday, but what matters for me is really how I'm doing, and not burning myself out is really important. This was the 4th multiple choice exam that we've written now since we've started school, and it's still difficult to know how much detail you want to study. And I can say that this will come over time, but we're now at the end of first year, which is the weirdest thing to say. So I guess we'll just have to see how second year goes. Alright, well I've got to get packing since I'm leaving tomorrow, but I hope you enjoyed watching what my second shot at finals in med school looked like. Now we can end the vlog. And that is the end of first year, partly the end of first year. Now for some sushi.